Organizational behavior. Leadership. What is leadership? Leadership is the ability of an individual or a group of people to influence and guide followers or members of an organization, society or team. Leadership is a set of behaviors used to help people align their collective direction, to execute strategic plans, and to continually renew an organization. Leadership. Understanding leadership, difference between a leader and a manager. Leaders versus managers. The distinction between leaders and managers is a well-explored topic in organizational theory. Although these terms are often used interchangeably, they represent different roles and functions within an organization. Here are some key theories and perspectives that help explain the differences between leaders and managers. Leadership versus management theory. Leaders are often seen as visionaries who inspire and motivate others. They focus on setting direction, creating vision, and driving change. Managers are typically viewed as organizers who implement processes, ensure stability, and manage day-to-day operations. Their focus is on maintaining order and efficiency. Transformational versus transactional leadership. Transformational leaders, a subset of leaders, aim to inspire and transform their followers by creating a compelling vision and fostering an environment of enthusiasm and commitment. They focus on long-term goals and changes. Transactional leaders, often associated with managers, focus on routine, established procedures, and rewarding performance based on specific transactions or tasks. Their approach is more about managing existing processes rather than creating change. Leaders versus managers. Mintzberg's managerial roles. Henry Mintzberg identified different roles that managers play, including interpersonal roles, example, figurehead, leader, informational roles, example, monitor, disseminator, and decisional roles, example, entrepreneur, disturbance handler. This framework emphasizes the diverse functions managers perform, which include both management and leadership aspects. Kotter's Leadership and Management Framework. John Kotter argues that leadership and management are distinct but complementary. Leadership is about setting a direction, aligning people with that direction, and motivating them. Management is about planning, organizing, and controlling resources to achieve the set direction. According to Kotter, effective organizational success requires a balance of both. The Leadership Grid, Blake and Mouton. The Leadership Grid categorizes leadership styles based on concern for people versus concern for production. Leaders who score high on concern for people and high on concern for production are considered to have an effective leadership style that aligns with transformational leadership. Managers may vary in their approach depending on their focus on either concern for people or production. Bass's transformational and transactional leadership theory. Bernard Bass expanded on James MacGregor Burns's ideas, emphasizing that transformational leaders inspire and challenge followers to achieve extraordinary outcomes. In contrast, transactional leaders focus on routine, structure, and performance. This theory highlights how leaders might take on roles that inspire and challenge, while managers handle transactional and routine tasks. The situational leadership theory, Hersey and Blanchard. This theory suggests that effective leadership depends on the situation and the maturity of the followers. Leaders need to adapt their style based on the development level of their team. Managers might apply different styles based on the task at hand and the readiness of the employees. Transactional, transformational, and charismatic leader. Transactional leadership. Transactional leadership focuses on the exchange between leaders and followers to achieve performance goals. Its core components include contingent reward. Leaders set clear goals and offer rewards for meeting them. This motivates employees by providing tangible incentives. Management by exception, active. Leaders closely monitor performance and correct deviations from standards actively. Management by exception, passive. Leaders intervene only when standards are not met or issues arise, adopting a more reactive approach. Transactional leadership. Case in the point. A notable example of transactional leadership in this sector is seen in Procter & Gamble, P&G, under the leadership of former CEO Bob McDonald. During McDonald's tenure as CEO from 2009 to 2013, P&G faced significant challenges, including slowing sales growth and increased competition. McDonald's approach was heavily transactional, characterized by setting clear, measurable objectives and using performance metrics to guide operations. His leadership style focused on rewarding employees for achieving these targets and penalizing them for underperformance. Under McDonald's leadership, P&G implemented a rigorous performance management system. Employees were given specific goals related to sales, market share, and cost management. Achieving these goals was tied directly to performance reviews, bonuses, and promotions. For instance, the company introduced a comprehensive annual performance review process, where employees' contributions were evaluated against predefined targets. High performers who met or exceeded their goals were rewarded with financial bonuses and career advancement opportunities, while those who fell short faced corrective actions or even job loss. McDonald's transactional approach extended to operational efficiencies as well. He emphasized cost control and productivity improvements, implementing strict budgetary controls and setting benchmarks for efficiency. This focus was evident in initiatives such as optimizing the supply chain and reducing manufacturing costs, where P&G achieved substantial savings through negotiated supplier agreements and process improvements. This transactional style had its benefits. P&G was able to streamline operations, enhance accountability, and improve financial performance. The emphasis on clear objectives and performance metrics provided employees with a structured environment and clear expectations. However, it also had limitations. The focus on short-term results sometimes led to a lack of innovation and employee dissatisfaction, as the system was heavily geared towards achieving immediate targets rather than fostering long-term growth or employee development. Despite these challenges, McDonald's transactional leadership was effective in stabilizing P&G's financial performance during a turbulent period. It provided a framework for measuring success and ensuring that operational goals were met consistently. While it may not have been the ultimate catalyst for groundbreaking innovation, it maintained organizational stability and achieved necessary cost efficiencies. In conclusion, Bob McDonald's transactional leadership at P&G highlights how a focus on performance metrics, clear objectives, and reward-based systems can drive efficiency and stability in the FMCG sector. While it may not foster a culture of innovation, it effectively addresses immediate operational challenges and aligns employee performance with organizational goals. Transformational leadership. Transformational leadership is a dynamic and influential approach to leadership that seeks to inspire and elevate followers by fostering an environment of growth, innovation, and commitment. This framework, first conceptualized by James MacGregor Burns in 1978 and further developed by Bernard Bass, emphasizes the leader's role in driving significant changes and inspiring exceptional performance among team members. At its core, transformational leadership is characterized by four primary components: idealized influence, inspirational motivation, intellectual stimulation, and individualized consideration. Each of these components plays a crucial role in shaping how leaders engage with their followers and drive organizational success. Idealized influence refers to the leader's ability to serve as a role model who exhibits ethical behavior, a strong sense of purpose, and a commitment to the organization's values. Transformational leaders inspire respect and admiration through their actions and decisions, creating a sense of trust and loyalty among their followers. By embodying the values and vision of the organization, these leaders set a high standard for behavior and performance. Inspirational motivation involves the leader's capacity to articulate a compelling vision of the future that resonates with followers. Transformational leaders communicate a clear and optimistic outlook, fostering enthusiasm and commitment. This vision is not only aspirational but also attainable, providing team members with a sense of purpose and direction. The leader's enthusiasm and commitment to the vision can be contagious, motivating employees to work towards shared goals with greater zeal and dedication. Intellectual stimulation encourages followers to think critically and creatively about their work. Transformational leaders challenge existing assumptions and foster an environment where innovation and problem-solving are valued. By promoting a culture of curiosity and open-mindedness, these leaders enable their team members to explore new ideas and approaches. This component is crucial for fostering an adaptive and resilient organization capable of navigating complex and changing environments. Individualized consideration focuses on the leader's ability to recognize and address the unique needs and aspirations of each team member. Transformational leaders provide personalized support and mentorship, ensuring that followers feel valued and understood. This approach not only enhances individual growth and development, but also strengthens the overall team cohesion. By investing in the development of their followers, transformational leaders build a more capable and motivated workforce. The impact of transformational leadership on organizational dynamics is profound. It fosters a culture of collaboration, innovation, and high performance. Employees are more likely to be engaged and committed when they feel their work is meaningful and aligned with a compelling vision. Transformational leaders also contribute to higher levels of job satisfaction and retention, as they are adept at aligning individual goals with organizational objectives. Moreover, transformational leadership often results in improved organizational outcomes, including increased productivity, profitability, and competitiveness. By inspiring and empowering their followers, transformational leaders drive positive change and create an environment where both individuals and the organization can thrive. Transformational leader case in the point. Ratan Tata, the former chairman of Tata Group, is widely regarded as a transformational leader who has significantly reshaped the conglomerate and impacted the global business landscape. His leadership from 1991 to 2012 and subsequent role as Chairman Emeritus are marked by bold strategic moves and a commitment to innovation, social responsibility, and global expansion. When Ratan Tata took over as chairman in 1991, the Tata Group faced numerous challenges. The Indian economy was in a state of flux, and the conglomerate, with its diversified interests, needed a strategic overhaul to remain competitive in a rapidly changing global market. Tata's vision was to transform Tata Group from a traditional, India-centric entity into a global powerhouse with a strong emphasis on innovation and ethical practices. One of Tata's most notable achievements was the aggressive global expansion of the Tata Group. Under his leadership, the company made several high-profile acquisitions that significantly enhanced its international presence. The acquisition of Tetley in 2000, a major British tea brand, marked the beginning of Tata Group's foray into the global market. This was followed by the acquisition of Corus, a leading European steelmaker, in 2007, and Jaguar Land Rover, the iconic British automotive brand, in 2008. These acquisitions were not only strategic in terms of diversifying Tata Group's portfolio, but also instrumental in establishing a strong foothold in key international markets. Tata's vision extended beyond mere business growth. He was deeply committed to corporate social responsibility and sustainable development. Under his leadership, Tata Group implemented various initiatives aimed at improving the quality of life in communities where the company operated. The Tata Nano, introduced in 2008, was a groundbreaking project aimed at providing affordable transportation to millions of Indian families. Although the Nano faced several challenges, it was a testament to Tata's commitment to innovation and making a difference in people's lives. In addition to these initiatives, Tata's leadership style emphasized empowerment and trust. He fostered a culture of transparency and integrity within the organization. His approach to leadership was characterized by a focus on people, encouraging employees to innovate and take ownership of their work. This people-centric approach not only boosted employee morale but also drove the company's growth and success. Another key aspect of Tata's transformational leadership was his focus on maintaining Tata Group's ethical standards and commitment to social responsibility. Despite the pressures of globalization and competitive markets, Tata remained steadfast in upholding the values and principles that had defined the conglomerate for over a century. This unwavering commitment to ethics and responsibility helped enhance the company's reputation and foster long-term relationships with stakeholders. Ratan Tata's tenure as chairman also saw significant internal reforms. He restructured the conglomerate to improve efficiency and foster greater synergy among its various businesses. This restructuring allowed Tata Group to better leverage its resources and capabilities, driving growth and enhancing competitiveness. Ratan Tata exemplified transformational leadership through his visionary strategies, commitment to innovation, and dedication to ethical practices and social responsibility. Trait theories. Trait theory of leadership asserts that effective leaders possess certain inherent qualities or traits that differentiate them from non-leaders. This theory, rooted in early leadership studies, emphasizes attributes such as intelligence, confidence, decisiveness, and charisma. According to trait theory, these characteristics predispose individuals to take on leadership roles and excel in them. Despite its historical significance, the theory has been critiqued for its oversimplification and lack of consideration for situational factors. Big Five. The Big Five personality theory, also known as the five-factor model, represents a widely accepted framework for understanding human personality. It posits that personality can be distilled into five broad dimensions: openness to experience, conscientiousness, extraversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. Openness to experience reflects one's willingness to embrace new ideas, artistic interests, and unconventional values. Conscientiousness indicates how organized, dependable, and goal-oriented a person is. Extraversion involves the extent to which an individual is outgoing, energetic, and sociable. Agreeableness measures traits related to compassion, cooperativeness, and trustworthiness. Neuroticism captures emotional instability, anxiety, and moodiness. MBTI. The Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, MBTI, is a popular framework used to understand leadership through personality traits. It classifies individuals into 16 distinct personality types based on preferences in 4 dichotomies: extraversion versus introversion, sensing versus intuition, thinking versus feeling, and judging versus perceiving. MBTI helps identify how different personality types approach leadership tasks and interact with others. While not a traditional trait theory, MBTI offers insights into how leaders' preferences and tendencies influence their effectiveness. For instance, extroverts might excel in dynamic, team-oriented environments, while introverts might thrive in roles requiring reflection and strategy. However, MBTI's predictive power in leadership effectiveness is debated, as it focuses more on preferences than on the actual skills needed for leadership success. Emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence (EI) as a trait theory of leadership emphasizes the importance of emotional awareness and regulation in effective leadership. EI involves recognizing, understanding, and managing one's own emotions, as well as empathizing with others. Leaders with high emotional intelligence excel in interpersonal interactions, handle stress and conflicts adeptly, and inspire and motivate their teams. By integrating self-awareness, self-regulation, social skills, empathy, and motivation, EI enhances a leader's ability to build strong relationships, navigate complex social dynamics, and foster a positive work environment. This trait theory highlights that emotional competencies are crucial for effective and impactful leadership. Behavioral theories briefing. Managerial grid. The Blake-Mouton managerial grid, developed by Robert R. Blake and Jane S. Mouton in the early 1960s, is a well-regarded framework in leadership theory. It provides a comprehensive model for understanding leadership styles based on 2 key dimensions: concern for people and concern for production. This grid offers insights into how these dimensions intersect to define 5 distinct leadership styles, each with its unique impact on organizational effectiveness. The grid operates on a 2-dimensional scale, with one axis representing concern for people and the other concern for production. The concern for people axis ranges from low to high and measures a leader's emphasis on the well-being, needs, and personal development of team members. The concern for production axis, also ranging from low to high, assesses a leader's focus on achieving organizational goals, productivity, and task completion. By plotting these dimensions, the grid helps categorize leadership styles into 5 primary types. Impoverished management. Leaders with this style show minimal concern for both people and production. They often avoid taking responsibility and exhibit a lack of involvement in the day-to-day operations. This hands-off approach typically results in a disengaged team and underperformance, as it fails to address either the needs of the employees or the requirements of the tasks at hand. Task management. This style is characterized by a high concern for production but a low concern for people. Leaders with this approach are highly focused on achieving results and meeting deadlines, often at the expense of employee morale and well-being. While such leaders might drive efficiency and productivity, they may struggle with employee dissatisfaction and high turnover due to the lack of support and consideration for their needs. Country club management. In contrast, this style prioritizes concern for people over production. Leaders adopting this approach create a friendly and supportive work environment but may neglect the efficiency and productivity aspects of management. While this style fosters good interpersonal relationships and a positive work climate, it can result in a lack of direction and poor performance if organizational goals are not adequately addressed. Middle-of-the-road management. This style seeks a balanced approach with moderate concern for both people and production. Leaders employing this style aim to achieve an acceptable level of productivity while maintaining satisfactory employee relations. However, this balance often leads to mediocre results in both areas, as it may neither fully meet the needs of employees nor drive high performance. Team management. The ideal leadership style according to the grid is team management, characterized by high concern for both people and production. Leaders with this style actively engage with team members, support their development, and foster a collaborative environment, all while driving productivity and achieving organizational goals. This approach is associated with high levels of employee satisfaction, motivation, and performance, making it the most effective style in many organizational settings. The Blake-Mouton Managerial Grid offers valuable insights into how leadership styles impact organizational effectiveness. Scandinavian Studies. Scandinavian studies, often associated with the exploration of cultural, historical, and social phenomena in the Nordic countries, Denmark, Norway, and Sweden, offers intriguing insights into leadership theories. While traditionally focused on literature, language, and history, Scandinavian Studies also provides a distinctive perspective on leadership that aligns with the values and practices prevalent in the Nordic countries. Central to Scandinavian leadership theory is the concept of egalitarianism. Nordic societies are renowned for their flat organizational structures, which minimize hierarchical barriers and promote inclusivity. This egalitarian approach is reflected in the leadership styles prevalent in Scandinavian organizations, where leaders are often seen as facilitators rather than authoritative figures. In Sweden, for instance, the concept of fika, a coffee break that emphasizes social interaction and inclusivity, extends into the workplace, fostering open communication and a sense of community. This practice underscores a leadership style that values equality and encourages participation from all levels of the organization. Collaboration and consensus building are also hallmark features of Scandinavian leadership. In contrast to more top-down approaches seen in other regions, Scandinavian leaders typically emphasize collective decision-making processes. This collaborative approach is deeply rooted in the region's cultural values, which prioritize consensus and collective well-being over individual ambition. For example, in Norway, the practice of dugnad, a collective effort to achieve common goals, illustrates the importance of working together and supporting one another. This collaborative spirit in leadership promotes trust, mutual respect, and shared responsibility, fostering an environment where diverse perspectives are valued and integrated into decision-making. Moreover, Scandinavian leadership is characterized by a commitment to sustainability and social responsibility. Nordic countries are leaders in environmental sustainability and social welfare, reflecting a broader commitment to ethical leadership practices. In Denmark, for instance, companies are often expected to adhere to high standards of environmental stewardship and corporate social responsibility. This focus on sustainability influences leadership by encouraging leaders to consider long-term impacts and prioritize ethical practices over short-term gains. The integration of sustainability into leadership practices aligns with the broader Scandinavian ethos of creating value for society while preserving the environment for future generations. Scandinavian leadership theory also emphasizes work-life balance and employee well-being. Nordic countries are known for their generous parental leave policies, flexible work arrangements, and strong emphasis on employee health. This focus on work-life balance reflects a leadership philosophy that values the holistic well-being of employees, recognizing that a supportive work environment contributes to greater productivity and job satisfaction. In Sweden, the concept of lago, meaning just the right amount, encourages moderation and balance in all aspects of life, including work. This philosophy shapes leadership practices that seek to harmonize professional responsibilities with personal needs. Contingency theories. Fiedler's model. Fiedler's contingency model, developed by Fred Fiedler in the 1960s, represents a significant advance in leadership theory by emphasizing that the effectiveness of a leader is contingent upon the interplay between their leadership style and the situational context. Unlike earlier theories that posited a one-size-fits-all approach to leadership, Fiedler's model suggests that the most effective leadership style varies depending on the situation's specific characteristics. At the heart of Fiedler's model is the premise that leadership effectiveness is a function of both the leader's style and the situational favorableness. Fiedler identified two primary leadership styles through the least preferred co is equal to worker, LPC, scale. Task-oriented and relationship-oriented. Task-oriented leaders prioritize Fiedler identified two primary leadership styles through the least preferred coworker, LPC, scale. Task-oriented and relationship-oriented. Task-oriented leaders prioritize achieving goals and completing tasks efficiently, often focusing on structuring tasks and monitoring performance. In contrast, relationship-oriented leaders emphasize fostering good interpersonal relationships and ensuring team members feel valued and supported. The effectiveness of these leadership styles, according to Fiedler, depends on three situational factors: leader-member relations, task structure, and leader's positional power. Leader-member relations refer to the level of trust, respect, and confidence between the leader and their team. Task structure pertains to the clarity and specificity of the tasks the team is expected to complete. Finally, leader's positional power relates to the degree of authority the leader possesses to reward or punish team members. Fiedler's contingency model posits that the effectiveness of a leader's style is contingent on the degree to which these situational factors are favorable. For instance, a task-oriented leader is likely to be more effective in highly favorable or highly unfavorable situations. In highly favorable situations, where leader-member relations are strong, tasks are clear, and the leader's power is substantial, task-oriented leaders can leverage their focus on goal achievement to drive performance. Conversely, in highly unfavorable situations, where leader-member relations are poor, tasks are ambiguous, and the leader's power is limited, task-oriented leaders can provide necessary structure and direction to navigate challenging circumstances. On the other hand, relationship-oriented leaders tend to be more effective in moderately favorable situations. When the context is not too favorable or unfavorable, their emphasis on interpersonal relations can enhance team cohesion and motivation, which helps to improve performance and overcome moderate challenges. Fiedler's model introduced the concept of situational favorableness and its impact on leadership effectiveness, advocating that leaders should not necessarily try to change their inherent style but instead should seek to alter the situational context to better fit their style. This approach shifts the focus from trying to universally adapt leadership styles to understanding and adapting to varying situational dynamics. In contemporary organizations, Fiedler's contingency model remains relevant as it underscores the importance of situational awareness in leadership. Leaders today are encouraged to assess and adapt to the contextual factors influencing their teams, rather than adhering rigidly to a single leadership style. This model also highlights the need for leaders to develop flexibility and situational acuity to effectively manage diverse and evolving organizational challenges. Situational leadership theory. Hersey and Blanchard's situational leadership theory, SLT, is a compelling framework that offers a nuanced approach to leadership by emphasizing adaptability. Developed by Paul Hersey and Ken Blanchard in the late 1960s, this theory asserts that there is no single best way to lead. Instead, effective leadership is contingent upon the context and the development level of the followers. At the core of situational leadership theory is the concept that leadership style should be adjusted based on the maturity level of the followers, which Hersey and Blanchard define in terms of their ability and willingness to perform a given task. The theory categorizes leadership into 4 distinct styles: directing, coaching, supporting, and delegating. Each style corresponds to a specific level of follower readiness or maturity, which is a blend of their competence and commitment. Directing style. This style is most effective when followers are at a low maturity level. In this case, they may lack the necessary skills or experience but are generally motivated to learn. Leaders employing this style provide clear instructions and closely supervise task execution. The goal is to guide followers through step-by-step processes, ensuring they gain the requisite skills and confidence. Coaching style. When followers have some competence but still need direction and support, the coaching style is appropriate. Leaders in this mode not only direct but also engage in two-way communication, encouraging feedback and supporting followers' personal development. This style helps bridge the gap between basic competence and high performance by focusing on both task execution and motivational aspects. Supporting style. As followers become more capable and confident, they require less direction but still benefit from encouragement and support. Leaders using the supporting style provide encouragement and recognition, allowing followers to take more responsibility for their tasks. The leader's role is to facilitate and support rather than to direct, thus empowering followers to use their growing skills effectively. Delegating style. Finally, when followers reach a high level of maturity, they are capable of performing tasks independently with minimal supervision. Leaders using the delegating style entrust their followers with decision-making and problem-solving responsibilities. The leader's involvement is minimal, focused on providing support only when necessary. The flexibility inherent in the situational leadership theory is its key strength. By adapting their leadership style to the needs of their followers, leaders can foster more effective and productive working relationships. This adaptability ensures that leadership is not a one-size-fits-all endeavor, but rather a dynamic process responsive to the changing needs and development levels of followers. Leader-member exchange theory. Leader-member exchange, LMX, theory is a cornerstone of leadership research that examines the relationship between leaders and their subordinates. Developed by George Grain and his colleagues in LMX theory shifts the focus from a universal leadership style to the unique, dyadic relationships that leaders form with each member of their team. At the heart of LMX theory is the recognition that leaders do not interact with all team members in the same way. Instead, leaders develop different types of relationships with their subordinates, leading to what Grain and Uhlbian, 1995, identified as in-groups and out-groups. In-group members are those who enjoy a high-quality exchange with their leaders, characterized by mutual trust, respect, and obligation. These employees are often given more responsibilities, opportunities for advancement, and are more likely to receive support and resources from their leaders. Conversely, out-group members have a lower quality exchange with their leaders, which may result in fewer opportunities, less autonomy, and more transactional interactions. One of the key contributions of LMX theory is its emphasis on the importance of the individual relationships between leaders and followers. Unlike other leadership theories that advocate for a one-size-fits-all approach, LMX theory acknowledges that effective leadership involves personalized interactions. This approach not only helps leaders understand their followers better, but also allows for tailored motivation strategies and support mechanisms. Leaders who adopt this perspective are better equipped to foster a more inclusive and effective work environment. The impact of LMX theory on organizational behavior is significant. High-quality leader-member exchanges are associated with a range of positive outcomes, including increased job satisfaction, higher performance levels, and greater organizational commitment. For instance, employees who are part of the in-group often experience higher levels of job satisfaction due to the supportive relationship they have with their leaders. Similarly, these employees are more likely to exhibit high levels of performance because they feel valued and are motivated to reciprocate the leader's support. Path-goal theory. The path-goal theory of leadership, conceptualized by Robert House in 1971, provides a dynamic framework for understanding how leaders can influence and motivate their followers to achieve organizational goals. Core concepts. The path-goal theory revolves around the idea that a leader's primary function is to assist followers in achieving their goals by providing clear direction and support. The theory is built on the premise that leaders can enhance employees' motivation by defining goals, clarifying the path to those goals, and removing any barriers. Essentially, it asserts that effective leadership is about aligning the leader's behavior with the needs and expectations of their team, thereby maximizing productivity and job satisfaction. House identified 4 primary leadership styles within the path-goal framework, each of which can be employed depending on the context and the needs of the followers. Directive leadership. This style involves providing clear instructions and expectations about the tasks at hand. Leaders using this approach outline specific procedures and standards, helping followers understand exactly what is required to achieve their goals. Directive leadership is particularly effective in situations where tasks are ambiguous or complex, as it reduces uncertainty and provides structured guidance. Supportive leadership. Supportive leaders focus on creating a friendly and supportive work environment. They demonstrate concern for the well-being and needs of their followers, fostering a sense of trust and collaboration. This style is beneficial in environments where tasks are stressful or challenging, as it helps to reduce anxiety and increase job satisfaction. Participative leadership. In this style, leaders involve their followers in decision-making processes. By soliciting input and feedback, participative leaders enhance the sense of ownership and commitment among team members. This approach is particularly effective in situations where the followers possess valuable expertise or when tasks require collaborative effort. Achievement-oriented leadership. Leaders adopting this style set challenging goals and encourage their followers to excel. They exhibit confidence in their team's abilities and emphasize high-performance standards. This style is useful when followers are highly motivated and capable, as it helps to push them to reach their full potential. For more lectures on organizational behavior and other subjects, subscribe to the channel.